Today's video requests how it's hard to get motivated in a world like this. Basically, people say you got to try to keep motivated and shit, but it's just hard because there's just so many things that go downhill for people, and it just goes in so many waveforms. So let's get on into that topic right about now. Good video request, by the way. Thank you. There's so many things. This all goes back to where I say doing things that make you happy. It's just hard to do them because things that you unfortunately have no choice but to do get in the way of doing things that you enjoy doing. It's hard to stay motivated. Some people like to work out, some people like to do whatever, exercise, but sometimes people don't get enough time to do so because the way life is, it's so challenging. You got to do this shit first. And not only that, some people just get problems in life, health problems. You got people that take care of themselves, exercise, do the right thing, try to eat healthy, shit like that. And what ends up happening, they're the people that end up getting some kind of disease. While you have people that smoke, abuse their body, and somehow they're just fine. They have no cancer, which I don't wish anyone cancer. But what I'm basically saying is people that take care of themselves, try to do the right thing for their bodies, their body fails them. While other people abuse their bodies, it's like everything in life is just the total opposite. Nothing could just go accordingly. When you want to be right, you're wrong. When you want to be wrong on something, you're right. Everything's just backwards. And that's what takes away a lot of motivation too. It just brings someone into a state of depression, which I could totally understand. Life itself is depressing. And then when you have problems on top of it, it just adds more to it. Life is challenging just being healthy. But imagine having health problems and, you name it. Life itself sucks. And then on top of that, this is what you got to deal with. You got to deal with how life sucks. And then having whatever disease you may have. It's just, and then people say, well, you got to try to stay motivated. Yeah, that may be easy for you to say because you may not have any diseases, or you may have, you may have nothing wrong with you, mental wise, terminal wise, whatever. So it's easy for people to say, you got to just stay motivated, man. You got to just fight. You got to fight. I mean, you got to try and fight, but they make it sound like it's so easy. They make it sound like it's just a piece of cake. And sadly, it's not just a piece of cake. And I don't have any cake on me right now. It's like, imagine being motivated where you're working out, you're exercise, you're nice and fit, you got a nice build on your body. And then all of a sudden down the road, which could happen to anyone, which I don't wish it does, but it could happen to anyone, you get, let's say, cancer or some kind of disease. Now all that dedication that you put on yourself was just for nothing. Now you may get, because when you get cancer, sometimes you lose weight, you get real skinny. All those nice gains you put on, now you just lost it all. It's depressing. Now, I don't know if that's always the case with cancer, but I'm just saying, when you have something that gets in the way of your life, just like me, for example, anxiety. There's times I try to stay motivated, but when the anxiety acts up, it just defeats the purpose. It brings me down. Like, I like to work, well, I'll be honest, I hate working out, but I try and force myself to do it, to try to, have a little bit of muscle. I slack, I start again, I slack, I admit, because it's just hard for me. This is just me, saying like it's just hard to stay motivated. Plus with life itself, it's just depressing, and it just eats away the motivation, I guess you could say, at least for me. I hate working out, but I try and do it. One thing is, and when I'm done working out, I do feel happy that I at least got it over, I did it. if that makes any sense. But it's just, people try to get motivated into things, and I'm not just saying working out wise, just anything, whatever it is, and something just gets in the way and ruins it. See, with me, it's anxiety. You, or maybe something else, everyone's different, but it's just a lot of, and just life itself, the way everything is, you're not having enough time to do what you enjoy doing because you're working. It defeats the motivation, and plus you don't have any energy because all that energy is being wasted doing something you don't like working. You're putting all that energy and dedication, which it really isn't dedication. You'd rather be putting dedication on something you enjoy, but instead you're doing it all on something you can't stand, but you have no choice. You got to do it to survive. And you start to lose motivation into doing the things you like to do because you never get the chance or time to have to do it. You get the chance to do it. And a lot of people say, what's the point? I'm not gonna have enough time. I'll start doing this, whatever the hell it is, let's say, and it's just not gonna last because work's getting in the way of it. All right, I got maybe 2 or 3 days off now, I can maybe focus on it, but what's the point because work's gonna get back in the way of it again. It just goes in so many waveforms. It's just hard to stay motivated in a life like this. And really, what's motivating here? It's depressing here. It's like, what is the whole purpose here? Like what is the whole excitement and hype here? To grow up one day, to pay bills, get a job, and work your life away? That's the big hype? I see that as the big curse. Because the truth is, it really is a curse. It's just a headache being passed on to us. And then by us having a kid, we're passing that headache on to them. And it just keeps going and going and going. Right there, what motivation is there? It's just a headache. The things we're doing is it's a complete headache. School, a headache. Work, a headache. Paying bills, worrying about money, headaches. All aches in the head, stress in the brain equals headaches. Seriously though. I'm sure everyone here that's watching this video has something they want to do in life that sadly they can't really get the chance to do so because something gets in the way of it, whether it's a disease they have, a mental disease, or just life itself being a 9-to-5 sucker. There's just always something getting in the way of what you'd rather be doing. I know a friend that was like a bodybuilder. He was getting nice and juiced up. And he used to say, I look like a building, man. I'm big, I'm buff, and shit like that. Now, what does he do? He works his life away. He's not as big as he used to be. Still has a little bit of muscle, but nothing compared to how he was. See? You gave up doing what you truly enjoyed doing, and now you're doing something that you unfortunately have no choice but to do. You're not a building anymore. Now you're working in a building. You're no longer that big, strong brick building, but now you're in a brick building. Literally. I just laugh at shit like this because it's hilarious, but at the same time, very sad. From being a building to now serving in a building. That's what he now does. It's just all that dedication, all those muscles went right down the toilet because now you're working in a building. So this is where it all goes. This is why motivation is just, it's hard. At least for me too. I mean, I try and force myself to sometimes work out. I do like to have muscle. I do. It's funny. I gain muscle, I lose muscle. I gain muscle, I lose muscle. Because I'm in and out of it, I guess you could say. And what I mean by that is I work out, I stick with it for a little bit, then I start getting bored or I don't know, I just lose motivation into doing it. A lot of it has to do with anxiety and just in general, it's tiring. Working out, at least for me, it's tiring. And life itself is tiring. When you're already tired as it is, think of it this way. You're at work all day, exhausted. You're exhausted. You ain't going to want to come home and work out. That's even more tiring. You're already beat and shot from work. You think you have any motivation and energy to want to grab some weights and start lifting? You just want to crash in bed. I'm not saying that's me. I don't work all day long, luckily. But I'm saying for people that do. The last thing they want to do is do anything else physical. Bad enough they're at work all friggin' day. Now they want to come home and relax and repeat the pathetic cycle again. That takes away motivation big time. Life itself is the big motivational killer. Motivational. I don't know if that's a word, but I'm coming up with some good new words that should be actual words. But all seriousness, man, you have no time to do what you truly want to do because you're tired from doing what you don't want to do. And then when you want to try to do what you want to do, you don't have the energy, you don't have the willpower to do it. You're like, I'm fucking tired. I don't feel like doing it now, man. Maybe tomorrow I'll do it. Tomorrow comes, then you say that again. Maybe tomorrow, And I admit there's times I'm like that. I'll be like, you know what, fuck it. I don't feel like working out today. I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes and I say the same thing. I'm even one that admits that I'm like that too. You just don't have the energy. You just don't have like the self-esteem, I guess you could say. Like you just don't have the motivation. You don't have the motivation to do it. I push myself. I try. It's not easy though. Then it sucks when you're doing something and something gets in the way of it, whether you get a cold or whether you get some kind of illness, mental illness, terminal illness. And then it's like you say to yourself, what's the point in doing all this shit when it's all going to just crumble down, It's like some people just think of the whole picture clearly, like that at the end it's not even going to, be worth anything because all that hard work you're doing, like working out or whatever you're doing, may just come to an end because something's going to come in life where now you're not going to no longer have that time to do that. Now you got to do this instead, So all that dedication, all that hard work that you put into doing whatever you enjoy doing now is basically getting flushed down the toilet because now you're into the real world where now you got to work your existence away. And that's exactly a perfect example with my friend. He kept bragging he was a building. Now he's serving a building. It's crazy. I want to try to get like Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever. Yeah, I like the way that went. Yeah. But it's just crazy, man. There's just so much to life, but yet we just wasted away doing shit we don't want to do, but we have no choice. And then we don't have the energy or motivation to do the things at this point that we want to do because we don't have we're so exhausted. Mentally, physically, you name it. Work is just mentally, physically draining to the point now when you may have a little bit of free time to do what you want to do and you just say, what's the point? I'm just not in the mood, because you're just so mentally and physically drained and exhausted and even maybe depressed because of just how depressing this whole system is, this whole existence is, And this is why people sometimes get out of shape, they get fat or get skinny, or people don't have appetites because they're under stress, or some people gain appetites when they're under stress. It works both ways. And this is why a lot of people become out of shape and just don't care. They just don't have a fucks given. At the same time, I say I can't blame them because it's just the way life is. It's hard and people don't understand. Some people just don't understand. Be like, oh, you gotta fucking push yourself. It's hard, man. Just that you feel you could do it, which, hey, good for you, doesn't mean everyone can do it just as good as you. It's hard for some people, and I admit for me it's hard too. I'm honest about it. At least I admit it. It's just not as easy as people think it is, because if it was easy, wouldn't you think everyone would do the right thing, I guess, or whatever? That's, you know what I mean? There's just truly more bad than good. People say stop making negative, stop always talking negative, but that's the thing. There's more bad in life going on than good. There's very few, if there's even any good going on in life. Everything you hear on the news, I say this so many friggin' times. You're going, whenever the news comes on next, which I think is like around 3, 4, I don't know, but you go put on the news right now. Let's say the news is on right now. You're gonna hear something bad. Someone got stabbed. Someone got shot. This is happening. It's always bad stuff. There's always bad things going on. By me saying that, I'm not being negative. I'm just saying straight out, there's always bad shit going on in the world, man. As of making this video, something bad's going on right now in the world. Somebody just got shot. Somebody just got stabbed. Somebody just got raped, robbed. Somebody's having a bad day. Somebody's suffering from an illness. That's all life is. Suffering, suffering, suffering. There's so many people in the world as I speak right now that are suffering from multiple things. Just that you're not suffering doesn't mean because, you know, you got a good life, that life itself is good. Yeah, maybe for you, and hey, you're lucky. But if life was good, everyone should be happy. And that's the thing. Life isn't fair. That's an absolute truth. Because not everyone's happy. Not everyone can enjoy life. Not everyone feels mentally stable or, you know, physically. That's the thing assholes don't understand. I'm sorry to say, but it's the truth. People just don't understand. They think they got a good life, so everyone's going to have a good life. And if not, oh, stop being a whiner, stop being this. Get a grip, man. Get your head out of your ass. Shit like that, they say. Meanwhile, your head's in your ass, if you really know what I mean, because that person's the asshole. We all deserve happiness. That's something every one of us deserve. Of every race form. Male, female, every race form deserve to be happy. But that's the thing. It's just sadly not a thing. It's just not the way it is. We treat each other like complete dirt. We'll judge somebody just because of their skin color or how they dress or, you know, certain appearance that they, you know, they wear, or, you know, just stupid, minor, stupid shit. We'll already judge that person and say he or she's no good. Meanwhile, that could be so untrue. There's good and bad of every race. That I will say. That's the truth. There's good and bad of every race. That's an absolute truth. But, yeah, it's just, you can go on and on about it, but nothing, of course, gets better. But anyway, guys, phone's actually starting to get a little low, so I think I'm going to wrap it up there before it dies on me. But I hope this was a very helpful, you know, hope a lot of people could relate to these videos because it's just the truth, man. I always like to speak the damn truth. The truth will set you free, yeah. Well, I don't always see that because we're still trapped here and we ain't free here, right? You get what I mean? But anyway, guys, I am going to let you guys go for now, guys. Love you all, man. Hope everyone's hanging in there as best as possible. I'm trying to do so as well. It's all we can do. Take it one shitty day at a time, unfortunately, right? But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go for now, guys. Take care for now. Peace out.